Hey, so I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about something. Um, Now, before I do start talking about this, I kind of want to put something out there. What I'm going to be talking about is kind of a sensitive subject in a sense, and I really want to put it out there that I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anybody to be upset about this or take it the wrong way. I will admit that sometimes I have a bad way of wording things, and I really don't want to seriously offend anybody or anything like that. So I guess I can kind of say like viewer discretion is advised in a sense, but you know, I feel like I kind of want to put this out there, and I think that it's only fair to give voice to those who don't. So, if you agree with this video, I hope that you'll give it a like and that you'll comment and everything. And I'm sure that there are going to be people that do agree with this. So, recently in the news, I think it was in Nova Scotia, there was a pet store, and there was an apartment above the pet store, and I'm not sure if it was a boa constrictor or a ball python. I know it was some sort of large non-venomous snake, and it had ended up going through, I think it was like a pipeline or something. Either way, it ended up killing 2 children. And hey, it was really, really sad. Sorry, my cat was being mischievous. But no, it is really, really sad what happened. Like, I couldn't believe it. And to be honest with you, I felt 2 things. One was extreme sadness for two lives being lost. That is terrible. But I also felt really, really angry. And the reason that I felt really, really angry was the fact that I knew that right away, because of what happened, that animal was going to lose its life. And you know, I know that some people aren't going to agree with me with this. Hey! He's trying to knock something over off the table. But I know that some people aren't going to agree with me with this, but I really don't think it's fair that we look at animals like people in the sense that, like, if they do something to us, if they hurt us, we think it's okay to take their lives. You know, like, we can't look at them like people. These are wild animals. When you have a giant snake, well, any kind of snake, you know, anything like that, like, it is a wild animal. First off, it's the pet store's fault for not having it properly cared for. It should have been in a proper enclosure where it couldn't escape from, properly fed, well taken care of, which clearly it wasn't, and that was admitted. So, the snake loses its life because it's not well taken care of and goes searching for food because it's starving. You know, it doesn't realize that we're not to be eaten. Like, why do we expect animals to be like, oh, that can't be touched? That's not, you know, like, we can't expect animals to understand that we're just so awesome that we're not on their food, like, on the food chain. You know what I mean? Like, we're part of we're part of Mother Nature. We're part of Earth. Like, it's not like they went after those kids going, children. You know, it's not some evil creature. It was hungry. And it lost its life because it was being starved and decided to try to fend for itself. Like, honestly. And I mean, yes, I feel terrible. Kids should not have been hurt in this. But it's the pet store's fault, not the animal. Why are we hurting the animal? Like, it's like when a pit bull attacks somebody, the pit bull loses its life. But in reality, you find out that the owner's freaking been training it to fight and it's been training it to be aggressive. You know, and yeah, okay, the owner might be fined or go to jail for a bit, but the dog lost its life because of what the owner did. You know, like, when we have animals, we take the responsibility to make sure that people around us are safe. You know, like, just like we want to protect ourselves. But, like, if one of my spiders was to bite me, I'm not going to hurt it or kill it because it bit me because it was trying to defend itself. It doesn't realize that I'm not going to hurt it. You know what I mean? They're wild animals. Like, I can't expect to be like, oh, well, you bit me, so bye. Just squish it. Like, That's not cool. We don't, like, I don't look at things like that. Like, we can't automatically think that because that's how we do things, that they're going to do things that way. We bring them here. It's not like they come to us. We take this wild animal out of the wild, out of the jungle or whatever. My spiders are captive bred. I'd like to put out that all of them. But when it comes to snakes or whatever, we take them out of the wild and we just expect them to be domesticated. We just expect them to all of a sudden be like, okay, this is a new set of rules. You don't live like that anymore. It doesn't work that way. There are people who can't deal with like living in the, like going from living in the country to living in the city, and it makes them like go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a bad example, but I mean, like, we can't just expect that an animal is just going to be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to expect that you're going to feed me, and oh, you're not feeding me for 3 months? Well, I guess I'm just going to die then. Like, be like you being starved for 3 months. Obviously, you're going to go look for food. You're going to do whatever you can to find some so you don't die. It's just, they just, it just boggles my mind how we live in a society that thinks it's okay that we can just take an innocent life away. It's not like that snake set out to like hurt innocent children. Like, we all know this. They're not a violent, evil creature. Like, it's ridiculous. It makes me so sad that that's the kind of world that we seriously live in. We need to understand that we're lucky to have animals in our lives, but we can't just all of a sudden think that we're like something that's like above them, and we don't have the right to just take their lives away just because we think that we're entitled to do so, or that they do something that we don't think is right. We, as I said, like, we as animal owners, we take our own risks. We take responsibility to make sure, like, we're safe and the people around us are safe. And that's something that's to be taken seriously with any kind of animal. It doesn't matter what you have. My one cat, Mellow, he's very particular. I've said this before. He's very particular in where he likes to be pet. When people want to go and give him love, especially new people, mind you, I do have to remind other people too. He doesn't like his belly rubbed, or really a lot of his like back and sides being touched. He likes nuggies. He likes his head being rubbed. He will get upset at you if you rub his belly or anything like that, even if he presents it to you. So when somebody comes here, I say, hey, he doesn't like it. Stick to rubbing his head if you're going to give him love, and, like, you're not going to get scratched. You rub his belly, you're taking your own risk. You could get scratched. Like, I'm telling you, that is some straight out saying. I'm telling you that you could get scratched. That's my responsibility to tell you that you could get injured if you do the wrong thing, because obviously you don't know. But I mean, when you see a giant snake like that, you should be taking proper care of it. If they hadn't been taking proper care of it, that situation wouldn't have happened. And that's the thing, is it's on them, not the snake. Sorry. But it's just like, if somebody was to get scratched and I didn't tell them, don't rub my cat's belly, and they get scratched, that's my fault for not telling them. How are they supposed to know? People aren't psychic. Well, there's some psychics out there, but I'm not expecting people to be psychic and know not to touch my cat's belly. Come on now. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect that. And he doesn't like it. That's how he says it. It's just like, I don't like being tickled. Somebody tries to tickle me, I tell them I don't like it. He can't sit there and be like, please don't do that, I don't like it. So he's going to tell you. The only way he knows how. So, and that's why I said giving voice to those who don't have one. Because, if people were going in that pet store and that snake could have a voice, he would have been saying, hello, I'm hungry, please feed me. Like, but of course, people just walk by, they don't know. They don't know that he wasn't being fed properly. And no, he lost his life because of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad. Lives are being lost, and a lot of people don't care. They think that that's justice. It's not justice, people. We can't think of it like that. We're not above animals. We need to live equally with them. Besides that, they were here a hell of a lot longer before us. So, we need to stop that. We can't just take over this place, like the whole world, and just expect everything to bow down to us. It doesn't work that way. We should be loving everything and giving everything an equal chance, and realizing what things are capable of, and not just expecting them to bow down to our rules, because it doesn't work that way. Mother Nature's proven that over and over and over again. We're just too stupid to listen. I think now's our time to start listening. We need to just stop with the killing. It's terrible. If all us animal lovers would really unite on this, we could stop this, because it shouldn't be happening. So if you agree, I'd like to hear from you guys. Leave a like, comment, please. There's probably things that I missed saying, you know what I mean? Leave it all down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Send me inboxes and whatever you'd like to do. Again, I didn't mean to offend anybody. I hope that wasn't offensive. It's just how I feel. It's my opinion. I'm a big-time animal lover, clearly. And I just don't think that we look at things the right way sometimes. And, you know, it happens in a lot of ways. But one unfortunate thing that I forgot to mention was that, you know, in this happening, people who take good care of their animals and other hobbyists and things like that, we're the ones that kind of pay the price for it, because then they kind of automatically expect that anybody who keeps something is like a risk. And it's like, there are responsible people out there who just like to take care of their animals and, you know, like do the right thing. Why should we have to pay the price for something that, you know, we're not doing? So, but unfortunately, because there's people like this out there, makes us all look bad, and that's not fair. So let me know what you think below, and we'll talk to you all really soon. Alrighty, see ya.